So today I'm going to have a go at changing the oil and filter on this Nissan Juke 1.5 dCi. You can see the oil filter, it's just tucked down there, so I need to remove this pipe, but the first stage is to drain the oil out. This is the drain tray I'm going to be using. I always like to clean it out first so that once the oil's drained I can see whether there's any contamination in it. The handy thing with this car is you don't actually need to jack it up. There's enough clearance to get under it. And that is the sump plug just there. What you need to undo it is an 8mm square bit. So with the drain tray nearby, I can then start to loosen this sump plug. Let's get my square bit in there. That's loose. Now I can start to put my tray under and hopefully not make a massive mess. And just let that drain out completely. While I'm waiting for that oil to drain out, I can start trying to get access to this oil filter. So it's just 7mm socket on there. Let's loosen that up. Now I can pull this pipe out and just get access to that filter down there. Just there. Now these filters can be really tight and difficult to get off. The tool that I actually use is this. I think it is actually designed for opening jar lids, but it works perfectly for this job. So what you do is just wrap it around the filter, put that on, tighten it up, and then it should just twist off. Just try and get it around it. So that's on there now. And then remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we're going lefty loosey. And then what you should be able to do is just slowly work that off. See, that's going. So now I should be able to get off by hand, hopefully. Just try and check that tray's centralised, because once I open that filter, oil is going to go everywhere. Luckily I've got this mat down, so it is quite messy because the oil drips down on there's like a metal bar under there somewhere. So the oil tends to just drip off of that and go everywhere, so it's handy to have a mat down. What I've done is actually put the sump plug back in and put that tray sort of as central as I can get it. Oh, it is coming. Oh. See, it just all starts dripping down onto all the pipe work and everything, so that's why it's handy to have a mat underneath it. Let's see what sort of mess we got going on down here. See, it all just drips off of that bar. Let's wait for that to drain out. Now I'm just going to try and clean this up with a cloth best I can. This is the oil I'm going to be using for this car. Got my new filter here, so it's best practice just to put a bit of the fresh oil around the seal. Just give it a nice tight seal once it's on. I've cleaned it all up best I can, so now it's just screw it back. and then I just tighten that up. Then I can just put this intercooler pipe back on. Tighten that up. The sump plug should have one of these copper washers on it, so it's best practice to change that. It's been dripping like that for ages. I think that's the best I'm going to get it, so I'll just stick that back in. And then tighten that up to the specified torque, whatever that is. And then just give it a wipe. I should now be ready to put the oil in. Need to remove the oil dipstick, and then the oil just goes in there. I believe it takes 4.4 litres of oil, so I'm just going to chuck 4 in and go from there. Thing is with these dipsticks, because you fill the oil up in here, once you put it in, it sort of messes up your reading, so it's annoying with this car. Every time you fill it up, you have to wait a little while before you can read it again. So I'm just going to chuck about 4 litres in this. Right, I'll put about 4 litres in there. So what I want to do now is put this back in and just run it up for about 30 seconds, let it settle, and then check it, see where we're at. Right, I've given it a few minutes to settle, so you can see there it's sort of like in the middle. I can get the thing to focus. So yeah, so all I need to do is just top that up, get it to the maximum ideally, and job's a good one. Thanks for watching.